Welcome to our fifth video for Vision Science Research. In this video, we'll learn how to use search filters to narrow your search results, how to access articles, and how to search references, similar articles, and cited by articles. So after you think your research results look like they're on your topic, you can limit your search results using filters. Here are two examples of filters. The left is from PubMed and the right is from CINAHL. In PubMed, you might limit your results to a specific publication date range. For example, if you wanted to only see results for articles published in the last couple of years, or you could limit to a specific type of article, such as randomized controlled trials. So here's an example of how you might use filters. You could select articles that were published within a certain date range. For example, I chose the last 5 years. When considering what publication date range to limit your results to, you need to think about what you know about the literature on your topic. For example, was there an event or an advancement that would make it so that you'd only want to see studies published after a certain date? For example, if COVID somehow affected your study, do you want to see pre-2020 studies or not? So how much research exists on your topic might affect this as well. If there's hardly any research, you might not want to limit your publication date range at all and see all of the results related to your topic, even if they're older. If there's a lot of research, maybe you only want to see the most recent meta-analyses and systematic reviews. So that brings us to our next filter that you could use, the study type. Generally, meta-analyses and systematic reviews are considered the highest level of evidence because they're combining the results of multiple studies. Randomized controlled trials are a little lower in quality because while their study design is considered to be high quality, they are only representative of one study as opposed to multiple studies. So if there is already a lot of research existing on your topic, you might consider limiting your search results to only meta-analyses and systematic reviews in randomized controlled trials. This should bring you results with the highest levels of evidence for your topic. If there's not a lot of research on your topic, you probably don't want to use any filters and see all subject studies published on your topic. One thing to note is that the filters for study types are not 100% accurate. You'll sometimes find different study designs in your search results, so you always need to read them to make sure that they're the study type that you're expecting. When you want to access an article in a database, look for an option to get the full text from Pacific. Here it says Access at PacU. When we click on that, it brings us to Pacific University Library page and shows us the full text options. When we click one, we are connected to the full text of the article. So in this example, we'll click Access at PacU, but we'll see that there's no full text. However, we see an option to request the article through interlibrary loan. When we click this, we log in with our PUNet ID and password, and then we see the pre-filled form to request this article. We click Submit Request at the bottom of the form. Interlibrary loan is very fast and can take as few as a couple of hours, but sometimes a few days. So when you find an article that's on your topic, look at its references. You'll see the sources it used, and you might be able to use some of those sources yourself. Some databases such as PubMed, Web of Science, and Google Scholar will also show you similar articles and cited by articles. Cited by articles are articles that are in the database you're searching that have cited the article you're looking at. So this means that they were published more recently than the article you're looking at and are using some kind of information from or are discussing the article you're looking at. All three of these ways, references, similar articles, and cited by articles, can be great links to finding relevant articles. To find an article that you see in a reference list, search for the library's title in the search box. Even if we don't have the full text for it, you'll often see it in the search results and can request it through interlibrary loan. This is nice because it brings up a pre-filled form for you. You can also go directly to the interlibrary loan page on our website and request an article or other resource.